Today I'm going to show you the simplest, quickest, easiest way to sharpen your chainsaw. This is the Stihl 2-in-1 Easy File. So much easier than trying to do this by hand. There's different powered chainsaw sharpeners you can get out there. In my opinion, this is definitely worth it. You can get it done in just the same amount of time and get just as good of results. I'll show you how this works. So here's what we have today. This is a Stihl 2-in-1 Easy File. There's different sizes of these depending on the chain you have, which is notated down here. I have a .325, which matches up with my saw, with Stihl MS271. If you're looking at your saw, if you look at the bar, right here, it's hard to see on mine, it's getting worn out. It'll show you the size there to make sure you're matching that up. Other than that, we're going to use a silver Sharpie, and we're going to use this vise. Alright, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to clamp the bar down in this vise just to hold it securely while I'm sharpening it. Just have a cribbing block here, set it up on here. And let's get that clamp down. Make sure it can spin. Alright, now I'll bring you in closer so you can see what we're doing. Nice thing about these, has a round file and flat file both, so it sharpens and knocks the raker down at the same time. That way everything stays lined up. Get out my trusty Sharpie here. Who needs a Sharpie to sharpen a chainsaw? Well, so I know where I started. So start by marking this link. That way I'll start here, and as I sharpen, once that comes back around, I know I've made it the whole way around. That way I'm not sharpening unevenly. From here, it's a pretty straightforward process. If you look at it, there's an arrow on here, so you just always want to move this in the direction of that arrow. So we'll line this up right here on the link that I marked with the Sharpie. Put this flat against the bar, and you're going to come at an angle. And I do 1, 2, 3. That one's done. Pull that forward. Right here we're back to our silver link. So at this point we need to flip this around because we're going to be coming the other direction. So spin this around, find your arrow, line everything up, and we're just going to push the other direction here. The same thing, we just work around until we get to that silver link. Right there's our link. Got one more to go here. Just like that, we're done. And that is sharp. I do this each time before I go out to cut firewood. I heat my shop, which you can probably see a little bit behind me. I have a wood stove here. I also have a wood stove in my house for supplemental heat, so I do cut a fair amount of firewood every year, and this keeps the chains in good cutting order. Never had an issue with them. Here's what that looks like up close. So you can see, I mean, that's really cleaned up, really sharp. Same thing here. So it does a great job. Takes a little practice to get quick at it, but I mean, I've done this enough times. I mean, you guys saw once I started going there and I wasn't talking anymore, would it take me a minute and a half to sharpen this whole chain. So again, Stihl 2-in-1 easy file. Eventually you do have to replace these. Your files will wear out in there, so you can use a file card to kind of clean them out, wipe them out, to get those shavings out of there, but you do have to replace them.